Queen T,
and Miss K.
and this is the Chapter 30 podcast.
Welcome back to the streets.
All right, guys, we have something super exciting for you guys today. We
Yes.
have our first guest of 2023 on the
Woohoo!
30 podcast. Welcome, Nubia Soul Goddess.
What's popping? What's popping?
Yes. Oh my God,
Yes.
we're so excited to have you.
Yes, we are. How you
So
feeling today?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. I am awake and dressed. Listen, the life I lead sometimes getting dressed is just it's a task.
Girl.
All you
Okay.
want to do is lay in the bed.
Oh my
Listen,
goodness.
Hit the
I can
snooze button
relate
a
all
couple
too
more
well.
times.
Well, this has definitely been a long time coming.
Yeah.
We obviously everybody knows that we took a little hiatus, but Nubia reached out to us a long time
Oh
ago,
my
so I'm
gosh.
glad we were actually able to get this going. So again, we're very very excited for this episode. So Nubia, you do a lot, girl. You got a lot going on.
Oh man.
Can you give the streets just a little quick introduction of who you are, what you do, and then we'll jump in from there.
Listen, I'm for the sheets, not the streets.
Yeah.
Um, So I am Nubia Soul Goddess. I am an electro soul artist with music streaming on all platforms. I do all types of events with the band, always with the band. I am also a published author of 4 books,
Nice.
3 of them, which is a series. I am an Amazon best-selling author. I'm also a publisher, so I'm able to publish other people's books, ebooks. Hell, I could publish a podcast, anything dealing with media.
Mm-hmm.
Publish as a publisher. I am registered with the state of Georgia. I am also a trademarked entity.
Mm,
Nice.
So, come on, black owned business, come on,
absolutely.
black
Mm-hmm.
owned woman business trademark, meaning you can't touch my shit and anything that we produce is covered.
Yes.
And I do a lot of work in different avenues. I'm very eclectic with my skill set.
I love that about you.
You do?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, thank you. I love it too. It makes great for the hustle when I need some change.
Be like that. Can you kind of explain like electro soul, like for our listeners that aren't familiar with that genre?
So electro soul is what you would say is like a precursor to neo soul.
Mm.
Mm,
Neo soul is a new term, roughly. I don't want to misquote the year, but Kedar Massingberg is the one who coined the term neo soul, and this was around the time when Erica Badu and Music Soul Child they all came out. So what was that, late '90s?
mm-hmm.
But prior to that, you have electro soul. So
Hmm.
electro soul is a mixture of soul, R&B, hip hop, rock, funk, all just kind of meshed up into one. So it's pretty fun.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I get to kind of rock between a couple of different genres um, with my music. But to most people, they just listen to it and look at it as neo soul,
Okay.
not realizing there's so many different elements that are playing in it. You know, you just have to listen to the music a little bit more to be able to tell it.
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
So I'm particular about my musicians. I am particular about the type of musicians I work with. Excuse me. Y'all excuse me because I'm over here smoking the blunt, okay?
Do you, girl?
Ain't no shame in my game. I'm gonna break it down like James, all right? So, yes, I typically only work with a handful of musicians who exhibit certain traits of all those elements.
mm,
So, I have two lead guitar players who also play acoustic guitar when I need them to.
Mm-hmm.
They bring the rock element. Um, I have, oh gosh, I've got three bass players that I work with.
Oh wow.
And they bring the funk.
Mm-hmm.
I
Gotta have the funk.
absolutely, because I like to shake my booty,
Mm-hmm.
I like to shake my booty and tap my feet and, cuss a little bit. And the bass line is great for that.
Yes. Yes.
And my drummers, they typically have a little hip hop to them with a touch of bossa nova.
Okay.
But more so hip hop feel because I need you to be able to, throw a little Pimp C in there sometimes
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
when I need to, cut up a little bit. My keyboardist, I work with three keyboardists right now, and they bring the soulful element,
Mm-hmm.
the R&B type element.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. But at the same time, I am also a lover of classical music.
Mm.
Nice.
So we have been talking about bringing in some of those elements to my live performances.
Hmm.
It's going to be interesting. It's going to be fun.
So, where did this all start for you? When did you first start singing, and when did you know that this is something that you wanted to do all the time?
Um, I still wonder if it's something that I want to do all the
Mm.
time.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because life changes, people change, things
Yeah.
happen, but I don't think I'll ever stop doing music in some capacity.
Yeah.
Um, my mother says that I was singing when I was like 2 or 3 years old.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember that. Hell, I don't even remember last week most times. But I was singing in the church choir as like
Mm-hmm.
a teenager. Um, but as a professional, so to speak, I didn't really take that seriously until maybe 2008.
Okay.
Um, 2006, I kind of stuck my toe into what it would feel like to be a solo artist and started going to a couple of open mics.
Mm-hmm.
And by 2008, 2009, I think I'd started recording and doing like public performances with
Mm-hmm.
a band. So I kind of I kind of put the cart before the horse.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Um and that's only because I didn't really have the guidance that I needed at the time,
Mm-hmm.
but it paid off cuz I still learned a lot and that still shaped who I am today.
That actually kind of leads into my next question because I know there's a lot of people who just enjoy doing music, whether it's singing or playing an instrument. But a lot of people get discouraged just by the music industry. You know what I mean? Like they don't like the business part of it. Um, so, is there a part of what you do that you just don't enjoy, but the love of music keeps you going?
Okay. Sorry. She said there a part of it that you hate. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
booking.
Mm.
Mm.
Right now, I handle about 95% of my booking,
Mm.
Mm.
um, and it has been that way for quite some time. From time to time, others step in to try to assist, but I
Mm-hmm.
think they get overwhelmed
Mm.
when they realize I've got a lot, a lot. Like I want to do a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of ideas that have yet to come to fruition because it takes manpower, it takes money,
Mm-hmm.
it takes great planning. And I've been building my team over the years. Um, Actually, I just added somebody to the team yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
another videographer. But early in my career, I was searching for these people. Not saying that I'm not searching now, but then I was a lot more aggressive about it. Now,
Mm-hmm.
kind of like, all right, ancestors and guidance spirits,
Mm-hmm.
this is what I need. Here's my petition. Here's your offering. You're gonna get some more when I, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Drop a little gin, drop a little water, give them some cookies. You know what I'm saying? I just
Exactly.
wait. I wait for it to align itself
Yeah.
because a lot of times when we ask people to do things, whether they be friend, family, or foe, th- they don't see the vision like you do.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And in order for others to see the vision like you do, maybe not exactly, but at least have a glimpse of it, they've got to get to know who you are.
Yes.
And that means that you have to be your most authentic self.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And I hate to say it, there's a lot of people out here putting on a show.
Ooh,
Oh yeah.
don't get me started, Nubi.
It's it's just the reality of it because they say, oh, it's show business. Yes, it's show business, but that doesn't mean that you fake who you are just to make a dollar.
Mm-hmm.
So my band, they always know if she's in a good mood, if something's going on, do we need to run interference somewhere?
Yeah. Yeah.
Do we need to come get her? Do we need to like they always know. I treat them like they my kids, they my husbands, they my daddies, they my grandfathers because I work with a lot of men.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I give them, that masculine space to stand in because although I am masculine and feminine, as we all have those energies,
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to be in my soft space. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? Because hey, that's what people see.
Mm-hmm.
But
I don't think a lot of people understand how difficult it is working as a creative.
Mm-hmm.
Like if that is your not a hobby, but like if
right,
you're trying to live life off of being a creative, I don't think people understand because just the practical part of it, like you were saying, the bookings,
right,
um if we relate it to our podcast, like for me personally, I hate the social media side of it, like the recording, the background editing. I love all that stuff, but the social media stuff is not for me. I do it because obviously it's a part of the business, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it when you're doing a part of it that you're not completely into, it can block the creative side, which can then block the if you're doing it for money or if you're doing it for as a lifestyle, can block that. So it has its
right.
difficulties in certain parts.
And I was gonna say, like, booking is I say that booking is a left brain mechanism.
Mm-hmm.
And creatives are right brained individuals
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
because the creative aspect comes from the right part of your brain, the right side of
Mm-hmm.
your brain. So, if that's not your strong suit, you got to teach yourself a lot of things.
Yep.
Because booking isn't just booking. Booking is booking the gig, bookkeeping your receipts for the gig, the equipment, the travel, like whatever
Mm-hmm.
it may entail. Booking encompasses a lot of moving pieces.
Mm-hmm.
So that means I got to do the research, whether that's online or reaching out to my person network, people that I know.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of work,
Yeah.
especially if you're doing it online because you don't always know if what the information that is being put out online is true and factual. If
Mm-hmm.
a physical person that you know and trust to say, hey, tell me about this spot over here in Jonesboro.
Mm-hmm.
Is this somewhere that I need to go?
Yep.
Oh, it ain't? All right, fuck that shit. I'm out. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of moving pieces to it. So, you
Yeah.
contacted people, you gotta wait and see if they're gonna, reach back out to you. Sometimes you send them another message, sometimes you don't because you forget. I mean, shit, that's just the reality of it.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Have like as many avenues as I have, you
Mm-hmm.
forget sometimes. I hire assistants at times, but not all the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Because
was gonna ask you that. Like, do you ever um like fully give all those booking responsibilities to an assistant? Like, do you ever want to get to a point where you're able to just be in your creative zone, or do you like wearing all those hats?
hell no, I want somebody to do it.
Like, get somebody else to do it. I love that saying.
Like,
Context.
no, get somebody else to
Get
do this
somebody else
fucking
to
shit.
do.
Hey, I need to make $12,000 this month. Where you gonna stick me at? All right, got you. You
Mm-hmm.
gonna do here, here, and here. Thank you. That's all I want to be able to do.
Right.
But it takes time because as an
Mm-hmm.
artist, your money is
Yeah.
smaller than that of a record label.
Yep.
Well, let me say that again. Being an independent artist, your finances may be smaller than a
Mm-hmm.
major music label.
Mm-hmm.
I have to say that because there are people who be like, "Oh, I got a record label,
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
myself," and I'm like, "You
Yeah,
just
that's not the
wasted money.
same.
Yeah, you wasted money with the state." Okay, just to keep it 100. There's so many artists out here they're putting money into creating their own record label, but I'm like, if it's just you don't need that. What
Mm-hmm.
you need to do is register yourself, the artist, as the business entity.
Mm-hmm.
Because as a record label, that means you have hundreds to thousands to billions of dollars
Mm-hmm.
to put behind others than yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Ooh, artists, listen up, please. This is a gem.
Mm-hmm.
I had to learn that over the years the hard way.
Yeah.
So, Nubia Soul Goddess is a registered entity with the state. Trademark paperwork pending,
That is
coming
awesome.
any day, So I've been doing my work. I've been, doing my footwork
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
as much
Ooh,
as I can. But booking is a process because even when people say, "Hey, I want to book you," okay, do you have a budget?
well,
Right.
yeah, I'm pretty sure there's more research that has to go into it. It just can't be like, okay, yeah, I'll be there.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Well, where do you want us to be? Is it indoor, outdoor? Oh,
Mm-hmm.
outdoor. Okay. Do you have electrical outlets? Oh, no, we don't. Then what do you want me to do?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Do you write music too? Like, do you write lyrics?
I do.
Mm.
And I also have assistants
Okay.
because sometimes it's just not hitting the way I want it to hit. So
Mm-hmm.
currently I am working on my EP. I've been working on it for over a little bit over a year.
Okay.
Only because I took a break last year just to focus on school because my
Mm-hmm.
course load was a little bit heavy.
Mm-hmm.
And then we moved.
Mm-hmm.
So, I took a break. I was like, all right, let me take a moment and come back to this, which is a beautiful thing
Yeah.
because some people's contracts with major labels, they put you on a time frame of when
Yes.
the next project to come out.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Be a little bit frustrating because as a creative, you don't always have the mind to create.
That
Yep.
part.
So if you can't seem to get anything out, you're forcing yourself and you may not
Mm-hmm.
know how to tap in because some artists don't really know how to tap in to connect where they can make that next beautiful piece of
Mm-hmm.
art.
Mm-hmm.
So it
So,
takes them a moment, and they call that writer's block.
yep. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
But Erica Badu said something very beautiful about that. This was a while ago, and I'm not exact. This is just kind of paraphrasing her words, but there is a moment where she was being required to produce another record, and she
Mm-hmm.
going through what she called or what they consider writer's block. But, her being the spiritualist that she is, she went within like, okay, universe, what I need to be doing right now. They like, shit, just listen, just observe.
Mm.
And she said she realized it wasn't a block, it was a download.
Mm.
Oh, wow.
So you have to be able to understand when you're actually having a download versus having a block where you need to tap in.
Mm.
Mm.
That's deep.
I definitely want to jump into the writing side of things. My last question for music, Miss K, unless you have other questions.
I don't have any other music questions, but I did want to say that Jill Scott cover, I love it.
Which
I
one?
absolutely love it. Hmm?
Which one?
The He Loves Me.
Oh,
That was amazing.
You
Like
sound
your
like you forgot
voice.
you did it.
I did. I did. I did. I did. I'm trying to think right now. What was I wearing so I can
You
figure it
had on
out?
a blue dress. You were on stage. And,
Oh,
or maybe in a studio, but I think you had no. Did you have on a blue dress? I don't know, but it was "He Loves Me," and you had a band behind you, and it just sounded amazing.
oh yes, that was
Maybe not a blue dress, but you were maybe in a studio. But
if I
girl,
had
it
on a
sound
blue
good.
dress, I was in Marietta with Mr. Outley. And that was a nice event. Yeah.
Okay, I absolutely loved it. That's one of my favorite songs, and when she does it live, it's powerful. So just to hear you do it, of course, with your own, your own version, but it was beautiful. I had to tell you that.
I've never seen her live.
I'm gonna see her. I think in March. I am so excited.
Very nice.
I'm so excited.
So my last question for you was, what do you enjoy, just specifically the music part of things? What do you enjoy the most? Is it the creating, the performing, the networking? Like, what part of it excites you the most?
I think I have a couple of parts to that.
Okay.
Um, I enjoy getting it on a track.
Mm.
Like I enjoy the recording process.
Mm-hmm.
And I think because I'm not gonna say I think, but it feels like magic.
Mhm.
Mm.
I mean, it is magic, honestly. It's one type of magic. I told y'all I was smoking a blunt, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I just want to be sure when I
We
take this
got you. We
pause.
there with you.
So I feel like it's magic. It is magic.
Mhm.
Music is magic. I talk about magic a lot on my social media pages in between my foolishness and fuckery. But I really do believe in magic because I've seen it throughout my life in so many different areas and other people's lives as well.
Mm.
When I go into the studio, it's never a free fall.
Mm.
There's always structure to it. But then my handler, who is also a songwriter, he's there to help me fill in the cracks if
Mm-hmm.
there's cracks that need to be filled in. He's helped write on so many different other artists' albums. Like he's amazing. But that's one part of it that I love. And then I love when I do something new and send it to my band to play for a gig and they enjoy it.
Mm.
And they take it and make it into this amazing piece of performance because nothing that I do in the studio is the same live.
Mhm.
It's always an experience.
Okay. You sound so passionate about it. Thank you for sharing that with us.
No problem.
So, when did you start writing, as far as like your books and just things of that nature?
I started writing as a kid.
Okay.
I used to write poetry and in high school I can remember there was this contest, some type of national poetry writing contest. I can't remember the name of it, but I was a semi-finalist in it. And I guess the first prize you win some money and some other shit, but it's like they would fly the semi-finalists to DC
Mm.
to say the poem in front of like people or whatever. But I didn't get to go to DC because my mom was nervous about it.
Mhm.
She was nervous about it because we some real humble people. We from the South. I'm originally from Macon, Georgia.
Mm.
So, you don't always see stuff like that happening to people from where we're from.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't get to go. But they still published the poem in like their national archive. If I could find it, oh my gosh. That would make my heart feel like $1,000,000, but I can't remember the name of it, so I can't really find it. But
So Miss K is chapter 30's residential writer. She is definitely a talent of hers.
Thank you.
Um,
Thank you. Thank you.
you're
okay,
welcome. And she's been telling me for years now that I need to write a book.
Mm-hmm.
So
you
this
do.
question is for both of you guys actually. Because it just seems so overwhelming for me because I don't know where to start. I have all these ideas that are just all over the place. Like, so I guess the question is, what is your writing process? How do you structure those thoughts, lay it down on paper and make it a book?
You want to go first?
Sure. We kind of talked about this, of course, in our own private convos, and I think in a recent episode where I say like, you just start. I always mention the notes. For me personally, I've always been like a note taker. I've been writing since I was a child too. Writing contests, won, several of them, and just always been that girl with the freaking 5 subject notebook, like just writing, 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 like pouring everything
Mhm.
out. Like that's just been my life. And then as things progress, desktop typing away like hours and hours. Like it's my therapy, it's my release. To answer your question, I would just say you said you have so much, like just literally just create a good space. Knowing you, get some music, get some wine or some water, whatever you want to drink, candle, like just meditate, just woosah, and just literally just again just take those notes, like think about what direction you want to go in, like what do you want to write about, and then from there like just just lay it out, and you can always go back and edit it, like it's not
Mhm.
like you write it and then boom and
Mhm.
you gotta post it the next day, like
Mhm.
just do you want to blog? I think you mentioned you may want to blog. Do you want to blog? Do you want a novel? Do you want to do poetry? Do you want to do lyrics? Like kind of see what lane you want to go in. Do you want to go
Mhm.
in all of them? And girl, just create. Like it's a beautiful artistry.
Mm.
What about you, Nubia?
Shit, girl, I forgot the question.
I'm dead. I'm dead.
um,
Do you
you
want me to
said
repeat it?
you said you struggle with writing, right?
With
And you,
I
and you
struggle with I can write, but I
Mhm.
struggle with coming up with a end result, a book. You know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
Okay,
making everything concise and coming together to make one product that's ready to go.
okay. And what was the question again?
So, what is your writing process,
Okay.
and how do you? What makes it easier for you to like construct a book?
So for me, the first 3 books, well, the first book was planned.
Hmm.
Okay.
Um, it was only after I put it out where it was like, okay, this story isn't finished. I need to
Hmm.
add to this.
Hmm.
And when I did the third book, it was like, okay, regardless of whatever happens next, I'm done with this.
Hmm.
Hmm.
So the fourth book was inspiration, and all of the other books that I've been working on, they are just inspiration from things I see day to day, driving around, talking to people, just having random conversation, and something pops up from that conversation and spins itself into a whole storyline in my head for
Mm.
30 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd be like, what you think about this? Like if I'm talking to somebody, while it comes to me, I'll ask like, what you think about this? And I, shoot it towards, and they'd be like, yo, that's wild. How you pull
Mhm.
the whole story out of that? I was like, yo, I'm just like that.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
So I typically write out the storyline
Mhm.
and decide how many characters, what characters it needs, write them down, figure out their names, write out their personality traits. Sometimes I'll get like a whole scene in my head, I'll write that out, and then I organize it.
Mhm.
And then I put it together and decide if I want the chapters to be named or numbered.
Mm.
And typically by that time, I figure out how I want the cover to look.
Okay.
And, I try to start putting that image out there as early as possible. But I got to admit, my end game, as far as once the book comes out, I don't market and promote it like I should.
Mm. Why is that?
Just in these later years of my life, there's been so many different changes, and my focus has been more so on other stuff that I just haven't taken the time to really focus on pushing my books.
Mm.
Because writing a book is amazing.
Mhm.
Because once you put the book together, then you realize, oh, I could do this with it. Oh, I can do that with it.
Mm.
You write a paperback, okay, now you can have an ebook.
Mhm.
Okay, now you can have an audiobook.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And if you feel like it, you could put it into a movie. You could make it into a show.
Yeah.
Hell, you can take excerpts out of it, and this just came to my head. So whoever listening to this, apparently this is for you. You've been asking for something else that you need to do with your book. You can take
Mm.
excerpts from your book and put it into postcards or greeting cards and make a greeting card.
Mm.
That's a good idea.
There you go. Those are easy to start up. So writing a book also gives you authority.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Like whatever that book is about, like it gives you authority. That's why you see everybody writing all these self-help books, because
Yeah.
help books are big sellers.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Um, Me personally, I don't really intend to write any self-help books, but I do intend to finish my how-to books for what I do.
Okay.
Nothing long drawn out, like real simple. Like it probably won't even be 80 pages.
Mhm.
Cuz a lot of stuff is really simple. People just really need like a skeleton to start off with
Yep.
before their creativity starts firing, cuz
Yes.
that's what it's about, your creativity.
Yep.
And
Cuz
you
you
know what? With those like how to's, I feel like so often like we're all talented in our own ways. We all have things that we do every day.
right.
And sometimes we feel like, well, at least with me, we'll feel like, oh, like everybody know how to do that, or I don't need to tell somebody how to do that. But there are so many people who actually could use that how to and kind of, how to book. Like, you know a lot about booking and a lot about music and writing. Like, so those how to's are super helpful for people because some people need that just to kind of
Yeah.
have that starting point.
A lot of people come to me asking, a lot of these same questions that you
Mm-hmm.
asked. And my handler was like, you missing your money because you just be giving up information.
Mm.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I don't think about it. I just be like, oh, you need help with this? Here. I lay it all out for them. They be like, damn, that was easy as fuck. I'm like, because I've been out here for 10 plus years, bumping my head, finding out stuff on my own, going to school, that kind of thing. So now I'm like, all right, I'm gonna start charging people. But I don't believe in charging these crazy prices that people be charging. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm not about to charge you $1,000 for no class. I'm not about to charge you $1,000 to be in my mentorship. I don't think that's fair to people who are just starting out. I just don't. As a person who's paid a couple of $100 a couple of times to people, out of those times, I've done it 3 times. Out of the 3 times, the best one was I paid $400, and this lady helped me to become an Amazon best-selling book author.
Oh, wow.
And she is known as the LinkedIn professor.
Oh, wow.
A Black woman.
Oh.
Yes. And I love her. She's amazing. Her name is Tawana.
Okay. Shout out to
Tawana.
That's right. But, writing books is a great income.
Yeah.
Like when I was pushing my first book heavily, like I was like, oh, okay, I can see how this could work.
I want to tap in. I think I just need to, like Miss K said, just like set the tone for myself. I think my biggest thing is that like the way that I write it's not a story. So if it were like characters and stuff like that, I think it'll be easier for me to come up with like a beginning, middle, and end. The way that I write is just thoughts. Like I just have a bunch of thoughts. So that's why I struggle with how to make this a book, because it's just random thoughts that I have.
So when we get done with this, me and you will have a talk, and I'll see what I can do to help you get that into some type of flow.
I appreciate that.
Oh, no problem.
Awesome.
All right. Oh, chapter 30 be doing some stuff.
For real. That's super exciting.
Because just because they're thoughts to you, it might be enlightenment to somebody else. Don't never second guess what you create out of your mind.
Yeah.
Because everything starts in the mind before it becomes tangible.
Yeah.
And I'm big on breaking the intangible into the tangible. I'm big on that.
Ooh, let me write that down.
Seriously, let's talk about that.
Because a lot of people know me. I'm big on like manifestation, affirmations. Like some of the songs that I do now in my performances are actually affirmations that I put to some music on the Voisey app, and then like, hey, shout it to one of my band members. I was like, what you think about this? Because like in meditation one time, my spirit was like, you need to sing this out loud in front of people. And you need to teach it to them. Like put that shit on your page. Don't just keep that to yourself. I was like, yeah, but everybody else is doing it. Like I didn't want to be, pushed into what everybody else was doing. It's like, but yeah, but you was doing this before it became a thing to put on social media. Like a social media is new. People think, oh, social media has been around forever. No, social media is still very new.
Yeah.
And I'm one of those who can remember when they created the computer. Like for real. I can remember when you had to have a certificate just to use a computer.
Really?
Yeah. You had to go to school and take a class to get a certificate to say that you could use a computer.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Nubia, now the streets are going to want to know. If you want to answer this, you could. If not, just pass on by. Ask how's the weather or just skip. How old are you? Because
I'm 39.
I know 39. Okay, that's
yeah.
Okay.
I am 39.
So chapter 30 is about to be over for you.
Listen, I don't give two shits. I still feel like
Girl.
I still feel like I'm a good 25.
That's, you know what? Let's talk on that real quick
Mm-hmm.
because I'm listening to this there's a thing with the younger people that are on the internet, like the Twitch streamers and all that. It's a
Hmm.
joke, but when they hear somebody's age, after they say their age, they'll be like, "Damn." So like, and they could say like they're 28 or 29, and they'll be like, "Damn," and I'm like, "What?" And it's so crazy because I remember when I was in my 20s, like I never
Mm-hmm.
thought twice about somebody who was 30. That wasn't a thought in my mind. Like I wasn't like, "Oh, that's old." I just
Mm-hmm.
didn't care.
Mm.
Um, but it's crazy now that I'm 34 and to
Mm-hmm.
them that's old, but I still
Yeah.
feel like I can like I understand what they're talking. It's not like I'm so far removed
Right.
that I don't understand what they're talking about or what they're saying, but to them it's like, "Oh my god, that's 5 years from now."
Mm-hmm.
Girl, don't let it bother you at all. Cause I promise you, if you're gonna be anything like me, the young ones and the old ones still be trying to holler. So
Girl. we know.
it don't even matter. They don't care. They don't care.
That is 100% facts.
Mm-hmm.
But it's so funny that you said that, you about to be 40, but it don't like that age really is a mindset.
It is. How
Yeah.
you take care of yourself, how you feel, like you said, it's a mindset, and just and loving the life that you have. Like you're doing a lot. Like you're a very passionate person, like I already said. So
Oh,
that's
thank
super
you.
important in how you feel as well.
Yeah.
And
Thank
I'm
you.
sure that creative side has something to do with it. Like people that don't understand really be shitting on the creatives, but
Mm-hmm.
like that keep when your mind is occupied and your mind is always thinking about something new or something better or creating something
Mm-hmm.
that I think helps make you feel more continue to feel young and alive and in that spirit. Because once you feel like there's nothing new or there's nothing else you can learn or you just feel like dead set, that's when people really start feeling old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Once you settle into that, oh, this is just how life is,
Exactly.
it's over for you.
Yep. That's my one of my biggest fears is just feeling complacent
Mm.
or, or
I
like go
I don't
ahead.
think you'll have that problem.
Yeah, I'm trying my hardest not to.
I mean, you guys have this great podcast. You're
Yeah.
Yeah.
good at something, so you're always gonna be thinking about what else is out there to do
Yeah.
because
Mm-hmm.
that's a part of creating the episodes for your podcast. So I don't think you're gonna have that problem.
Thank
Don't
you.
worry about that, girl. Don't worry about
Thank you. Thank you.
it.
Well, I want to jump into since we already started talking about chapter 30. I want to jump into some spicy stuff if
Ooh,
that's okay. It wouldn't be me if we didn't.
hold on, let me light this blunt.
Light it, girl. Light it
Now she's trying to get in folks' business. Okay.
You knew what you was coming in for.
Uh-huh.
All right, Nunu.
Mhm.
Now you're not Nubia no more. Now you Nunu.
Okay then.
All right. So talk to us a little bit about. First of all, are you single?
I am single.
Oh, okay. Streets. You heard that. So, talk to us a little bit about dating and the chapter 30 phase. Like, how has that been for you? What has been your consensus of the male
Oh,
population?
um, well, it's been a journey.
Mm,
Um, what is this? 2023.
mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
10 years ago was 2013. This is the only time that I feel like I'm getting old when y'all start asking me
Once you
shit.
start
I have
going
to
through
count.
timelines.
I have to count. Golly. Okay. So 2013, I was oh damn. I was separated from my ex-husband.
Okay. How long were you married for?
On paper, 7 years.
Okay.
lies. On paper, 12 years.
Okay.
And somebody check my math. We got married in 2006. The divorce was final in 2018.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
So on paper, 12 years. Physically, we were together about 7 years.
Okay.
Wow.
It was a very toxic relationship.
Mm,
Um, but it had its benefits. It had its jewels. It had its teaching moments,
mm-hmm.
realizations. Um, yeah, it was interesting.
How long were you guys dating before you got married?
Maybe 3 months.
Mm.
Oh.
What made you feel like, oh yeah, okay, it's time to get married after
Girl,
3 months?
he digmatized me.
Ah!
He
The
digmatized me.
minute you said toxic, I digmatized changed my mind.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't even really, it wasn't even really that. It was
Uh-huh.
the fact that I found somebody who kind of understood how my mind worked
Mm.
Mm.
and was able to give me some answers about some things that I had been wondering about in my life.
Oh wow.
Mhm.
So he wasn't the source of the information that I was looking for. He was just the horse that I rode in on,
Mm.
Okay.
Ooh.
who took advantage of the situation because I'm a young black woman with my own apartment,
Mm.
my own car, got my own money,
Mm.
going to school, know how to do something, not afraid to try something new,
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
got a little bit of freak on them,
Mhm.
morals, I do
Mhm.
have some morals, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And he was like, "Oh, let me see what this
Mm-hmm.
like, basically." And don't get me wrong, like I said, it had its high moments. It had its high moments, but for the most part, it was a toxic relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Were you
Yeah.
guys in the same age group?
Uh, yeah, he's like 3 years older than me, 3, 4 years.
Okay. Okay. How did you recover from that?
So let's see. How did I recover from that?
Because I know being in something toxic is draining. And
It is. And
I
it
know that it
really,
takes a mental toll, emotional toll, and sometimes you have to put time and work in to get back to you start to lose yourself.
Mm-hmm.
yes,
And
because
you have to put time back into like building yourself back up and learning who you are again and all that. So like what were some things that helped you get back to Nubia?
yeah, it it took some years.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Um because so much came with that marriage on the back end
Mm,
Mm-hmm.
that wasn't visible during the marriage.
mm,
So it was like layers of an onion having to peel
mm,
back each layer to deal with it when it presented itself.
mm,
I think I didn't get over that for real until like maybe 2020.
mm,
Mm-hmm.
mm.
Be
Mm,
like that.
yeah,
So about 2 years after it was final.
yeah.
Hmm.
Like some counseling,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
some therapy for myself and my daughter, because
Hmm.
she was, of course, a casualty in that.
Yeah.
Um, some plant medicine, um, spiritual consultation with my yayis and my yayas and my obas and my madrinas. For those of you who know what that is,
Mhm.
I salute you. I'm an Omo Obatala. So y'all know what it is. And for those who don't know, I am a student and practitioner of hoodoo, Ifa. I'll be going into some other stuff too in a few years down the line. But I practice all, I want to say all, I practice African traditional spiritualism.
Mhm.
So it took it took all of that for me to heal.
Mm.
I commend you for even recognizing that you needed to heal and going on that journey, and giving your daughter that help, like, because so many people would just leave a toxic relationship and just kind of carry that with them, and just like not come to not come to the fact that like they have to do some healing, and they have to be mindful of that, and they have to be proactive in that.
But a lot of people don't realize they need healing. They just
Mhm.
think, oh, a relationship failed, so what you do is find somebody else.
And you just
Mhm.
bringing all that toxicness into the next thing, and it's
Right.
just contagious.
Right. Well, typically, what happens is the person who is quote unquote guilty of the downfall, they quick with it. They move on to somebody
Yep.
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 who gets the brunt of everything. We be single for a while.
Yep.
And we be left to clean up the mess
Yep.
and pick up the pieces.
Yep.
Yep.
But it's a
Absolutely.
beautiful thing though,
Yep.
because it shows you more and more of who you are as a person.
Mhm. I was actually going to ask you too because I think it also shows you it's a learning lesson on
Mm.
how to deal with people going forward.
Right.
Yes.
But it also shows you the things that you may need to work on for yourself.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Cuz I would say like personally there's a lot of things that in my younger years in relationships that I accepted, and now going through the whole healing process I would never now.
Mm-hmm.
But I
Mhm.
had to learn those lessons in order to get here. So it's
Exactly.
unfortunate, but I take it as a learning lesson now as opposed to, being toxic or being hurt or whatever. It was just a learning lesson.
Right.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
So after the divorce, where did how was getting back into the dating scene for you?
Um, it was interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I had a couple of, hitter quitters or whatever. Not something that I intentionally set out to do
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
because I don't really function like that. I'm,
Mm-hmm.
I'm definitely the person to marry.
Mm-hmm.
Not saying it like in a boastful way. I'm saying I don't do one night stands.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've tried all that. That's not what really resonates with me as an individual.
Mm-hmm.
I don't I don't like the hookup culture.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
It's too much that goes on with that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Girl,
I don't like the hookup culture at all.
what's
But
something you don't like about it? Like, what's
to,
something
to,
that's like, ugh, I can't get with that.
to each his own.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing against those who do it. Like I got plenty of I ain't gonna say plenty, but I have a couple of girlfriends who they like I don't want no man, but I'll fuck one or two. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
They got they one or two that they keep for their emergencies. And shit,
Woo.
I fucks with them. I fucks with them
Mm-hmm.
hard. Like, hey girl, what you doing tonight? Nothing, girl. I'm finna go over here and wop. All right, man. Have fun. Call
Mm-hmm.
me tomorrow. I don't care like that because
Mm-hmm.
that's their life.
Right.
Yeah, to each their own.
And then when they have problems, they be like, Nubia, this so and so told me this.
Mm-hmm.
What you think? I'd be like, you want me to tell you what I think, girl? Sometimes it be them, sometimes it be the girl. Like, nah,
Mm-hmm.
you fucking up. Get your shit together.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They be like, damn. I'm like, yeah.
So are you actively dating now?
Mm-mm.
Is that a choice?
Um, yeah.
Why? Why have you chosen that?
Truth be told, I'm still in love with somebody that I'm.
Ooh, girl, spill the
Yeah, you
tea.
got to give us some tea.
It was a fucked up situation.
Mm-hmm.
Um, somebody jumped into my inbox about him,
Mm.
Oh,
and I don't do stuff like that.
not to coming to you as a
I
woman.
was about to say,
Oh
was it
yeah,
like a woman to woman? Like,
yeah, and I and
What?
I'm the type where I'm not gonna be nasty to the woman, but I'm gonna let her know everything,
Yep.
and
mm,
I'm gonna let the dude know like, hey, if this is what you're doing, I ain't about that life.
Mm-hmm.
mhm.
Cause I'll embarrass the fuck out of both of y'all. You
So
know what
you guys were supposed to be
we were
um
we were supposed to be
Exclusive.
something. Let's just say we were supposed to be something.
or on the way to it.
You know what I'm saying? Because we weren't new to each other. Like we known each other for shit by this time like 5 years.
Oh wow.
So as a matter of fact, I had just taken a trip to see this person
Mm-hmm.
when this all happened. When I got back, the chick jumped into my inbox, and I'm like, bitch, you got the right one today. Cause I ain't finna fight with you. I don't do that fighting with females over no dude. But I'm gonna just tell
Mm-hmm.
you what it is, and then if you want to get froggy with it, shit, go ahead.
Mm.
I hear
That's
that.
you. I'm gonna just say what I gotta say, and if you don't like it, that's fine. But I'm not gonna lie for you or no dude.
Mm-hmm.
So how did that conversation go? Like, was it respectful where y'all were like, look, like y'all were just sharing dates and details, or was it like y'all were mad at each other? Like when the
Oh
girl hit you
no,
up.
I wasn't mad at her.
Mm-hmm.
I was mad at him.
Mm-hmm. And
I
what
was like,
about her? Was she respectful or
I mean, she started out respectful, but then, she, tried to say some shit about my music. Like, don't nobody even know who you are.
what?
Oh.
I was like, but bitch, you came to a show.
Oh.
Bitch, you came to a show. You know who I am. Look at God. See, I say shit like that and piss a bitch off. I don't give a fuck because you're contradicting yourself.
What?
Right. You know who I am. That's what
Now
You
that's
she
what
know
we
who
came
want
to
I
to
a
am.
know.
show. I'm dead.
You know what I'm saying? No, and if there's any dudes out there listening to this, uh, listen.
And
I
they
don't
are.
don't think I be out here starting trouble. I don't. I don't. It's
You
taboo
just
for me.
finish it.
I don't really try to finish it. I just I just let folks know like, hey, this is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You came to me and you asked me for information. This what it is. If you
Mm-hmm.
don't like it, that is your problem. But you asked, you looked for it, you asked. So you can't get upset with me. Now you start getting all
Yes, yes,
fresh with me. I have the right to say what the fuck I want to say to you now
yes,
because now you're doing more than what you need to be doing.
yes. I feel that 100%.
And I wasn't trying to do all that.
Yes,
I'm just trying to read the words on the page and turn the page. I'm
yes.
not trying to add no extra words to it. But if you want to do that,
Mm-hmm.
and I know some people might be like, oh, you could just walk away. Yes, I do walk away.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of times I warn people, I'll be like, hey, I don't think that's what you want to do.
I swear you are my spirit animal.
Like for real, like I warn people, like that ain't what you want to do. Like I'm being calm. Like, do you understand what comes with this when
Mm-hmm.
this pops off? I'm already been told control that. It's
Yeah.
dangerous. I
Yeah.
know. I be telling people I'm not the person to play with.
Mm-hmm. And what happens is you end up doing more work having to, because when you're like that, you have to do more work than other people to control yourself. And you have to be the bigger person. You have to be more patient.
Yes and no.
You don't have to be, but it's like then if you don't, then you're the crazy one or you're the one, like, you know what I mean? It gets turned on you somehow.
I don't give a fuck about people calling me because the reality is we're all a little bit crazy.
That's facts.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody got something about themselves that just ain't quite right.
I'm dead.
According to, this society's standards.
That's
But
facts.
That's
for a lot
true.
of people is normal. So,
Mhm.
it's what really works for you or for the collective, whatever the intent is, put it like that.
Mm.
What works for the intent.
Mm-hmm.
Because you could say it's wrong to kill a snake, but the damn snake is biting your leg and poisoning your bloodstream. I mean,
Mm.
you got to look at things in a different perspective sometimes. I'm still learning a lot of shit. I'm 39.
Mm.
I'm still learning a lot of things about myself, about my
Mm.
spirituality, about my family, about my abilities, my talent. I'm still learning. So I don't care if people call me crazy. I'm
Yeah.
crazy. I then guess what? You still showed up to see a motherfucker. Thank you.
That's definitely the mindset that I'm working towards for sure.
You gotta say fuck it.
Fuck it. And you know what's crazy? I say fuck it a lot.
Yeah, but you don't mean it from your soul.
Exactly. I'm like, I have to get myself there. I'll say it first, like to get it out there, but then mentally it take a little work to really get there.
You gotta say it and say that thing from your diaphragm.
Say it and mean it.
Good. Like fuck it.
Bad.
Have
Oh,
you ever gone on any dating apps?
I went on Bumble. This was, I don't know what, 2000.
I've been hearing people been meeting their husbands on Bumble now.
Well, see, I didn't know Bumble had two sides to it.
Mm-hmm.
So there's like a friendship networking
Oh
side,
yeah, yep.
Mm-hmm.
like the regular side, I guess, for people dating or hooking up. Because I've heard, oh, Bumble is the hookup app. I heard it was the hookup
Really?
app after I got off of it because it was the beginning of the pandemic, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy that I had been seeing, he texted me one day. Let me start over. My
Okay.
stylist was like, you need to get on Bumble so you can meet some people. Cause you need like interaction. Like
Mm-hmm.
that help. He realized like that helps with your functionality. Like you need certain types of interaction. And
Mm.
I think that would be perfect for you. I was like, oh, okay. I was like, go in there and set it up for me, and then I'll download it because I was busy doing something. He was like, okay. He did it, and then I downloaded the app and then like pulled up the profile he made for me, made the little corrections because I didn't really want to be on there like, hey, I'm Nubia, a single. I'm just like wanting to meet people genuinely because we wasn't leaving the house.
Right.
I get this text message from my boo.
Mm.
Oh, so you on Bumble?
Mm.
Oh.
And I was like, yeah, just to talk to people. I'm like, I'm not thinking nothing of it.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, my homie told me that you on Bumble, like, and I was like, and did he tell you that I'm on there trying to meet people to fuck them? Because that's not what I'm doing.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It was just, it didn't go across well.
Mm.
So I was like, fuck it. I just be in the house and not worrying about this shit. I got off of it and never went back on another app. I was like,
Okay.
fuck that shit.
So you're not that experienced with dating apps. That was like your first, like a one and done.
One and done, because I wasn't on there to date nobody. I'm like, nobody's asked me to go out because that's not what we're talking about. So I don't know what this person told you. Basically, people be hating.
Mm.
People be hating. They see you on something and automatically think, oh, she on here doing XYZ. How do he know? You know what I'm saying? Unless
Mm-hmm.
he was trying to talk to me and I probably ignored him because I ain't on there for that. You see what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't do the dating apps. They've been inviting me to dating groups on Facebook, and I'm like, no.
Why not?
Because talking to somebody is supposed to be an experience.
Mm.
I don't want to type to you all day.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get me wrong. I will text the fuck out of somebody, but that's because I know most people, that's what they prefer now.
Mm-hmm.
I like to talk to a person over the phone.
Mm-hmm.
I like to see them face to face.
Mm-hmm.
If we FaceTiming, that's even better.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't like textationships. I don't like textationships because it leaves too much unsaid. It leaves too much to be assumed because everybody's trying to do all this quick text and
Mm-hmm.
shortcut words, and a lot of times your definitions don't mean the same as somebody else's.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're verbally talking to somebody, you can feel their energy, you can
Yep.
hear their voice, you can hear them sighing, you can hear them actually laugh.
Yep.
Because I am convinced that a lot of people don't have no fucking personality no more because they spend all day texting everything to people.
Mm-hmm. I
They
do think I definitely agree that it desensitizes just being on the internet in general. There's so much overload of everything that people are just
Mm-hmm.
desensitized in general.
right.
But there's also the aspect of it makes people more bold.
Yep.
So people are hiding behind the screen and they would do things. Me and Miss K had this conversation a long time ago when we talked about dating apps, that people will say things that they wouldn't normally say or they wouldn't say to you in person.
Mm-hmm.
And it just creates this disconnect between like me personally. I would love to just go out and meet somebody naturally. Like
Mm-hmm.
that is what I would prefer over going online. But everybody lives life online now.
Yep.
So people don't really, depending on where you are, because I know Atlanta is a little different, but depending on where you are, people are not speaking in person anymore. They'll like you, they'll see you,
Yep.
and they'll walk past you. You will never know it. But then they on your DMs later.
Exactly. Oh, I
Oh, I
see
saw
you a
you
few
earlier.
weeks,
It's like
yep,
what?
a few weeks ago here and
Girl,
there.
I done
Mm-hmm.
talked so much shit about people being in my DMs that a lot of the guys don't even try it no more. They'll say stuff like on my Facebook page from time to time if they get up enough nerve, and I be looking at that like I ain't answering that.
Mm-hmm. What are the top 5 things that you look for in a man?
What? Wait a minute.
Yep, yep. We need to know.
Mm-hmm.
Straight teeth.
Okay. Straight.
Straight, right down straight teeth.
No. Let me stop playing. But I do look to see if your oral hygiene is up to par.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
that's major.
It is. And a lot of people don't know how major that is.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Because your mouth tell everything about you.
Yep.
It
Mm-hmm.
tell if you care, if you're trying, if you got other issues going on inside of your body.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
It tell what you think about your body.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
So, I try to always be laid up in my dentist office. They been texting me the past few days like I done missed an appointment. I gotta make another appointment.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's probably the only man that I let play in my mouth while I'm sleeping.
All right, and so by the way, we going in order. So number 1 is oral hygiene.
Oral hygiene, absolutely.
Okay, number 2.
If he's open-minded,
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
because I'm not the average individual.
Mm.
He got to be open-minded. Um, I don't really think about these things because I don't be looking for no man. But I guess when I do talk to guys when they approach me, If they're open-minded, if they have a good work ethic,
Mm.
if they respect women, um, hell, that should be first.
Facts.
Because a lot of men don't respect women.
Nope.
Girl, we just dropped the
We
episode, so
just,
go ahead.
yep. Men
And a
don't
lot
like women.
and a lot of women don't respect men.
Mm-hmm.
Um, is that number 4?
That's number
Yep.
4. We got one
Got
more.
one more.
If he smell good. I'm just kidding.
Mm-hmm.
um, yeah, I mean, if he's generally a clean person.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because some guys, they work with their hands, so typically they have stuff all over the place because they work with their hands.
Mm-hmm.
If, any other time they clean, I don't expect them to be no pretty boy,
Mm-hmm.
but I like a manly man.
So do I. You know what I really like about your list? Looks are not on here at all.
Oh no.
I
Look,
noticed that. Mm-hmm.
height is not on there because I know a
Well,
lot of
listen,
women.
hold on now, because I'm 5'2".
Oh, you
I
shorter than me.
I got to be able to look at you. But
Mm.
no, I think the shortest guy I've probably ever been with was like 5'6".
Okay.
Everybody else is always giants above me.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, I guess it's a mutual thing because they see
Mm-hmm.
me and be like, oh, that's a nice little package. All right.
Not a nice little package.
All right, Street. So Nubia is looking for somebody who.
Wait a minute. But I mean, it's hard to narrow it down to 5 because I think respect and support is a
Mm-hmm.
very important thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because people respect you, but they won't support you.
Mm.
Could you date someone who wasn't really into music? Like
Yeah,
they supported you, but they just music wasn't it wasn't a big passion for them.
yeah, I did. I have.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I married him.
Mm. And that was a good fit for you, at least that part. Like that's not like
Mhm.
a major thing that you need.
No, they don't have to be in music at all.
Okay. Okay.
What
Now,
are some of the things that you wouldn't? What are some of your deal breakers that you just not going for?
if you don't take care of your body,
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
if you don't have your own money,
Mm. The
um,
fact that we have to say this in our 30s is crazy.
yeah, because like my ex-husband was a character.
Mm.
And guys, I'm not trying to trash a man, you know what I'm saying, but this is just what I went through. I don't think
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
all men are the same. I do not think all men are the same. I do not think all men are the same. I
Mm-hmm.
do not think all men are the same.
Mm-hmm.
Work like 6 to 8 months out of a year and then not work
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
for like 4 or 5 months. Like every year, it was like a cycle of his. Like he would never really like take accountability and support himself. I was always the breadwinner,
Mm.
always.
Mm.
So that's a bit frustrating. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? I got this kid and I gotta take care of you too. It's different if you're working and you've been working for a time frame and we've gained stability and we've got some savings going or we got some investments popping and you get sick or you get hurt or you get laid off. That's
Mm-hmm.
different. No, you purposely being lazy or being a bum, that is
Mm.
unacceptable. And
Whew.
I know men to be like, well, you knew that before you married him. No, you don't always know that before you marry a man because there are men who are great manipulators, just like
Mm-hmm.
there are women who are great manipulators.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
They will put on a great performance,
Yep.
and then once you marry them, you be like, oh shit.
Hmm.
So
Were there things that you didn't notice until hindsight that you think, like, for example, you say you guys were together for 3 months. Were there things that popped up there that you didn't really realize until afterwards, but it was there?
yeah,
Red flags?
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely.
Mm-hmm. What do you think? Do you think you noticed it then and you were just like, oh, it'll go away, or it's not that big of a deal? Or did you know it was a red flag and it was major and you still went with it?
Um, I think I gave him the benefit of doubt
We do that a lot.
because
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, okay, maybe this is just his down season right now
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
because he said ABC, and all of those things are plausible, meaning they're capable of happening to people because,
Mm-hmm.
shit happens to people.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, like I said, he was bringing me this information that I had been looking for. And I'm like, okay, he's got to care because he brought this information to me.
Mm-hmm.
Was this like spiritual information, like clarity on that, or like something?
Spiritual, business wise,
Mm-hmm.
just life.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So, as women, we think, oh, this person, gave me all this information.
Mm-hmm.
They're being so helpful.
Mm-hmm.
They expressed interest outside of just like regular talking.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this must be it for me. I'm finally getting what I've been looking for, what I've been
Mm-hmm.
desiring. Now I ain't looking for shit. I ain't desiring a motherfucker. I'm like, no, I ain't. The only thing I'm desiring is what's for me.
Yes. Yep.
Um, and
Would you
that's it.
say? Would you say at this point in your life, like you're content, or like you're just like at a point where like you're just, you're just at peace with what you have going on?
I'm at peace with most of it. I'm
Mm-hmm.
at peace with all of it actually.
Mm.
Because I even the things that I haven't manifested yet is not because I don't believe it's not going to manifest.
Mm-hmm.
It's only because I haven't aligned myself uh,
Mm.
to it. And I know people be like, "How can you align yourself?" I'm like,
That. Oof.
it's easy. Alignment is not some magical thing that happens
Mm-hmm.
without anything being involved in it. Alignment is action.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
The magic comes when you get told yes,
Mm-hmm.
you're approved, um, you're booked, or you're, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Nubia, you've been giving us so many gems and just
Yes.
like such great story time. Like, I just wanted to really ask you, like, can you give us some tips for like people that are like in the beginning stages of manifesting? Like me, I'm trying to bring that into my life more and more, but like I'm a beginner. Like for someone like me, like where do we start? What do we do? Like how do we
Clean
go
your
about
house.
it? Mm-hmm.
Clean your house.
Mm.
A lot of times your house is full of things that are broken that need to be thrown out. Clothes, pots, pans, artifacts, knickknacks, you name it. All kind of stuff that you was like, oh, I'm gonna fix this, and it's been sitting there for a year.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Throw that shit out. Clean your house top to bottom. You got clothes that got holes in it, buttons missing. If you don't get that stuff fixed within a 2 week time frame, just get rid of it.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
You got to get rid of the clutter first.
Mm.
And you got to get rid of the clutter in your life from people talking about things that don't help you, that don't
Mm.
resonate with you.
Mm.
A lot of times people will try to tell me what I need to do with my music, and they don't do music.
Mm.
You don't do music. Some of them be doing music, but it's like they not me.
Yep.
Mhm.
They not me. Don't give no advice in an area that you don't have no experience in.
Mm-hmm.
Don't listen to people who not doing what it is that you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Right? Take time with yourself, by yourself, with your thoughts, and keep a journal and write down the things that you are desiring. But you got to write it down like it's already happening. Like,
Mhm.
I have such and such. I am this way.
Mhm.
I see this. I own that.
Mhm.
And what happens is the more you look at it, you read it out loud to yourself every day, your mind starts formulating ways to get those things
Mhm.
because that's energy. You're putting the energy out there to draw it to you. So the universe is responding. But don't forget, there is a left and a right to everything.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
So you also have to be prepared for what comes with those things that you're asking for. Not
Mhm.
saying that they'll always happen, but in the event of, you won't be discouraged or pissed off or upset when certain things happen. Like, okay, you say you want $100,000 loan for your business. Great. But no, if you get a loan, you got to pay interest on top of that to pay
Mm-hmm.
it back. If you don't pay it back, what happens? Your
Mhm.
credit gets hit. They put a lien on your shit. So that, it's life, but people don't think about it.
Mm-hmm.
But you write it down.
Mhm.
Um,
Okay.
running late. I got another meeting I'm supposed to be at.
Uh-oh.
I'll be there soon enough. But writing it down helps you to visualize it.
Mm-hmm.
And then giving yourself a time frame. Be realistic.
Mhm.
Be logical. Dream big, but be realistic about it.
Mm-hmm.
Then start looking at your inner circle to see who in your inner circle may have access to the resources or the things that can help you manifest that.
Mm-hmm.
If you got to go to school and get some training for it, go to school.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times it is just the work that we put in.
Mhm.
I think a big part that people miss out on is the belief. People want things, but they don't believe that they can get it or that they deserve it.
Mm.
Mhm.
And that's the energy. The belief is the energy.
Mhm.
And so if you want something and you feel like this is something I really want to happen in my life, the more you
Mhm.
believe it, the more it's gonna come true.
Well, I like to say that the thing that people are missing the most is not the belief,
Hmm.
it's the work.
That too. Yep.
People don't want to put the work in.
Hmm. All right, all right. So I know you got something else to go to. We didn't. I like Miss K said. I learned so much from you.
Mhm. So
Um,
thankful for you.
very thankful, very grateful, and everything
I'm
happens
thankful
for a
for
reason.
you guys. I'm thankful that y'all had me on your podcast.
Yes. You know, one of the things that I've actually been asking the universe for is less friends and more mentors. Like I want more mentors in my
Mhm.
life. And mentees. I want people
Mhm.
around me that I'm learning from and people that can learn from me.
Mhm.
And so I really feel like this is kind of coming to fruition with just this conversation, just from what I'm learning. So
Mhm.
Yeah, be like that.
absolutely. So tell us what you have. I know we talked a little bit about it, but what you have coming up next, what you're working on, what can the people look for, and where can they find you?
So you can Google Nubia Soul Goddess.
Hmm.
I will come up on all streaming platforms,
And she will. I tried it.
all of the social media sites. Um, what I've got coming up next that I can talk about is I have an artist residency here in Atlanta at JB's Record Lounge. It is the largest Black owned record lounge in Atlanta.
Oh, wow.
He has over 50,000 pieces. So if you're looking for anything vinyl related, that's the person to go to.
Wow. JB.
Yeah, JB's Record Lounge is in the historic West End of Atlanta.
Okay.
Um, he has been a great friend and mentor to me. I'm hosting the open mics there all year,
Okay.
once a month. So y'all come on through, get on my microphone.
Yes. So you know I'm in Atlanta from time to time. Can I hit you up when I get down there? And I'll meet you at JB.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Ooh, that'd be a good link up.
For
It's
real. For
always a live band. So that's always fun.
Love it.
I have three personal concerts that I'm doing there with him this year.
Oh, wow.
Um, I'm also doing a performance with one of my musicians who just got like this huge promotion. I can't really talk about that, but
Okay.
he's got his own platform that's doing really well. So I'll be doing a performance on his platform in March. Um, oh, Valentine's Day weekend, I will be doing a Valentine's concert with celebrity chef Nona.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Don't know who that is. She is the winner of, let me see, Chef Gordon Ramsay's eighth season of, it was either Hell's Kitchen or Master Chef. I forget
Oh,
which one.
wow.
That's what's up.
So yeah, her and her wife, they have an establishment called the Local Peach here in Metro Atlanta, up in Norcross, Georgia.
Oh,
Um, yeah, I did a concert there last summer. It was sold out. It was amazing. She cooks amazing food.
Hmm.
There's some dope people. She's got some amazing products in her establishment. So for the moment, I think that's all I can tell you guys. Oh,
Okay.
I have an audiobook series that I am putting out exclusively on YouTube.
Nice.
So
oh,
follow my book pages is L Christina. You can subscribe to the YouTube channel, and as each chapter comes out, you can listen to it for free on YouTube.
Ooh, I'm gonna check that out.
chapter 30 will be subscribing.
Yes. And
I am in the process of writing a TV show pilot.
mhm.
Wow.
So
Yeah, this is new. I'm stressed about it.
It is
wow.
all going to work out in your favor.
Hmm.
Absolutely. And well, is that everything? Oh, well, I'll be finishing my EP this year.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm
It's
excited to
gonna,
hear that.
yeah, it's
Hmm.
gonna be called Duality.
Ooh,
Ooh.
So I'm excited about that. It'll be out later this year. And
Okay.
that's probably all I can talk about right now. I think.
Definitely understand. But before you go, we do have a segment that's called Let Us Put You On, and it's where we put our listeners on to songs that we love and like we old school. So it'd be like some 90s, 80s, 70s, like whatever, even today's music, whatever like listening to or into at that moment. You're an artist, like what's the song you want to put us on to? It could be your own, it could be another artist you love, but I'm leaning towards it being your own, but you pick. You pick.
and when you give us this song, we actually have a playlist on Spotify.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So the song that you give us, we're going to add to our playlist.
I'm gonna give y'all two. I'm gonna give you one of my
Yes, yes.
ones, and then I'm gonna give you one of this artist that I just came across.
Ooh.
Mine's is Smiling Faces.
Okay.
And this is by you?
It is a remake that I did.
Okay.
Okay.
The original Smiling Faces was done like back in the 70s by I should know this. It just went out my mind. See, I gotta stop smoking so much weed. But I redid it. You can find it pretty much everywhere.
Okay.
Um, and then the one of the other artists, oh, I love this song. I just came across it like a few months ago.
Okay.
It's called Lovesick.
Okay.
I want to say the artist name is Jerome Thomas.
Okay.
Let me see. Let me double check because I don't want to
Okay.
get the brother name wrong. Out here trying to, what I'm saying, give him his flowers. It's right, Jerome Thomas.
Jerome Thomas. Okay.
The song is called Lovesick.
All right, we'll definitely have to check those out and add them to our list.
And, let me know what y'all think.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
But I gotta go, y'all. I gotta go to another meeting. I'm supposed to be on the west side.
Girl, we gotta
Thank
go
you
to
so
another.
much for your time, Nubia, and I'm sure
No
we'll be talking
problem.
again.
Absolutely. Y'all have a great afternoon.
You too. Such
Thank
a
you.
pleasure. Have a good one.
You
Bye,
too.
streets.
Bye, streets.